Hello there, welcome back. We're going to be doing some stuff on timetables. So here's a timetable I've created earlier. So you can see a train timetable, and it's got a bunch of stations and cities where those stations are. And then it's got the departure and arrival times on the right. So we're going to show you how to read a table like this, and then we'll gradually do harder and harder tables to look at. So what time does a train leave Southville? Well, you can just see that's 0704. What time does it arrive at Gold City? It's going to be 0839, because you can see that from here. How long does it take to go from Southville to Jamestown? So using some of the time management skills that we've worked out before, we want to figure out Southville to Jamestown. So that's actually going to be quite easy. It's just 38 take away 4, which is going to be 34 minutes. Okay, how long does it take to go from Leek to Lincoln? So Leek is 7:09, Lincoln is 8:01. Pause the video, have a go. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the answer with you. So we can do like a very rough timeline with this. We know that we start at 7:09, and then you go to 8 o'clock, and then there's just 1 minute, 8:01. So you don't have to draw this out every time, but it's just to help you visualize what this is. 7:09 to 8 o'clock is going to be 60 take away 9 minutes. So that's going to be 51 minutes plus another 1 minute here as well. So it's 52 minutes in total. So hopefully you got that correct. And then how long does it take to go from Southville to Gold City? Pause the video, have a go. Okay, so now I'm going to go through it with you. So 7:04 is Southville. Gold City is 8:39. So again, just doing a rough timeline really helps with this. So 7:04 is where I start. Then I go to 8:04. And then I go from 8:04 to 8:39. So I know that this is going to be 1 hour or 60 minutes. And then I know how can I go from 4 to 39? Well, I can do 39, take away 4. So that's going to give me 35 minutes. In this case, it didn't specify how I should give the answer. So I'm going to give both answers, because in 1 hour, 35 minutes. Or we can do 60 plus 35 just to get 95 minutes. Okay, so let's do a true or false. So I'm going to show you one at a time, and you're going to pause and have a go with each question so that you can check if you actually understand what we're doing. Before we start this, I need to just explain to you how a train timetable works. I imagine most of you may have come across this. I don't know how many of you actually used a train timetable though. So what you have here is a timetable that you read downwards, and you can see that train 1 leaves at 7:53 from Manchester, and then it makes its journey down to Stoke-on-Trent. And it stops at all of these times on your on its route. And you can see train 2 leaves at 9:17, and it goes to the first stop, second stop, but then it skips out Congleton and Kidsgrove. That's why there's a line through there, and it goes straight to Stoke-on-Trent. So you might call a train like that in real life might be called an express train, because it gets to the final destination quicker. And you can see train 3 also skips out the same 2 stops, and train 4 misses 1 stop, and so on. So here's a true or false question. So a train leaves Macclesfield at 1:52. You cannot take this train to Congleton. or false. Pause the video. Okay, so now I'm going to go through the answer. So Macclesfield at 152. So I can see Macclesfield is here. 152 is there. Now it says you cannot take this train to Congleton, and Congleton is the next stop, which it misses. So you can say that that is true. You cannot take that train to Congleton because it misses that stop. True or false question 2, have a go. Okay, so I'm going to go through it with you, so you should have an answer. A train leaves Manchester at 10:35. It gets to Stoke-on-Trent at 4:26. So 10:35 is at Manchester, is this train here. And you can see it arrives at Stoke-on-Trent at 11:23, so it's not 4:26. Some people may get that in an exam by reading it the wrong way, and they might spot that that's 4:26. So that is false. Okay, next question. All trains leaving from Manchester take the same amount of time to get to Stoke-on-Trent. So you're going to need to pause the video, have a go, and show your working out that you have done for these questions on when you upload your work. Now I'm going to go through it with you. So you can see the fact we're going to have to work out all of these train times and just figure out what's the difference between these two, what's the difference between these two, what's the difference between these two, and so on. So let's start with 1. 7:53 up to 8:49. Well, 7:53 up to 8 o'clock is 7 minutes, and then 8 to 8:49 is 49 minutes. So then I can do 49 plus 7, and I get 56 minutes here. So that journey is going to be 56 minutes. I'm just going to make a note. And then 9:17 to 10. Well, if I do 60, take away 17, I get 43. So this journey takes 43 minutes. So I actually don't need to do any more calculations because I can see already all trains leaving do not arrive at the same time to Stoke-on-Trent. So this is false. And then the next question is on the next slide here. So have a go with this one here. Okay, so now I'm going to go through it. So you should have an answer, true or false. Chloe needs to be at Macclesfield by 12. What's the latest train she can get? So Macclesfield is here, and you can see along this line, if she needs to be there by 12, then this is the last train that she can use to arrive there. So the last train she can leave with is 11:17. So that's the last train. Next question on reading the timetable. Milena needs to be at Stoke-on-Trent by 12. What's the latest train she can take from Manchester? Okay, so now I'm going to go through it. You should have an answer. Pause the video if you don't and try it. So she needs Stoke-on-Trent is here. 12 is she needs to be there by 12. So actually she will have to leave at 10:35. Okay, next question. Romy needs to be at Congleton by 3:30. What's the latest train she can get from Manchester? Okay, Congleton, 3:30. I can see there's Congleton. And that train's going to be too late. 3:07 will be fine. So that means she will have to leave Manchester at 2:36 or 14:36 if you're using the 24-hour clock. Okay, here's some more questions. Well, one question to look at. A train departing Manchester to Stoke-on-Trent at 7:53 is slower than the one that departs at 11:17. So we're going to say that is true. How much slower though? So pause the video, work out the time, check your skills with working out time differences, and then I'll go through it with you and you can check if you've got it right. Okay, so now I'm going to go through it. You should have an answer. Now we can see Manchester to Stoke-on-Trent at 7:53. So this is train 1 that we're looking at. we need to figure out how long that journey is. Now, we actually have done that in the previous slide. It's 56 minutes. So that's going to be 56 minutes. And we need to figure out how much slower it is than the train that leaves at 11:17. Well, 11:17 up to 12. And then you can see 12 to 12:03. So 11:17 up to 12 is going to be 43 minutes. And then add 3 minutes to get 46 minutes. So it says how much slower is it? Well, it's going to be, you can see the math is really simple. 56 take away 46 is going to be 10 minutes. Minutes, not miss. Slower. Okay. Now complete the independent work. There is a PDF attached to this Google Classroom. Have a go with all the questions. It's actually a fairly straightforward topic, so they don't get particularly tricky. And then after that, you can watch the remaining videos for this week. Smash that like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you soon.